Today, together with our technical director, Martin Vasev, we are going to present you our new functionality. The agenda for today, first we are going to, I'm going to show you briefly some facts about our Swiss cloud location. This will take literally 1-2 minutes. After that, Martin is going to demo you our new features. So he is primarily going to talk about disaster recovery as a service, but he will also touch upon migration services and remote snapshots or our new backup functionality. After that, I'll let you know what's the commercial model behind these new features, and we can finish the webinar with a Q&A session. So yes, just last month we opened a second Swiss cloud location in Gland, which is near Geneva. This is the SafeHost 2 data center of SafeHost, which is Switzerland's largest state-of-the-art carrier-neutral data center co-location facility. All major telecom operators are presented, and this provides quite low latency as well as local and international access. Something that is very interesting in what we really look for when we partner with data center providers is the fact that this cloud runs 100% on locally produced green energy from hydroelectric power stations. Yeah, this is really important. So both our locations actually are in very green data centers. In terms of latency, this table shows here latency to some of the major European capitals and cities. Here you can see the minimum latency to cities like Paris, Frankfurt, London, Zurich, of course, then the average and maximum, and this is the deviation. Having now 2 data centers in Switzerland allows us to actually offer all our services with geo redundancy and under the Swiss data protection laws. I know that we also have some participants here in the webinar from Germany. In Germany, we still have only 1 cloud location, but still, yes, all the features that we're going to present are valid for this location as well. So, yeah, infrastructure scenarios such as DR and backup are now possible. And there's one new interesting feature that our development team is working on. This is an archiving feature, but there will be a separate webinar once this is launched. So now I hand over the floor to Martin, who is going to present a demo of the DR feature.
Hi everybody, it's Martin Vass from CloudSigma. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to present you our DR and migration tool. I'll use the locations Zurich and Geneva because the latency is really low between these 2 locations, so we can see an actual sync. Okay, so let me share my screen. Hi everybody, can you hear me now? You should be able to see me there. So. Okay, good. I'll give it another try. It seems that the 2-click meeting has some issues, but anyway. Okay, now you should see my screen, you should see my camera and hear my voice. It's all good? If so, we can proceed. Okay, perfect. Finally. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so first thing about the tool, you should have source and destination account. So I'll be using Zurich as my source account, and I will be using Geneva for my destination account. Okay. Okay. So how it works? The migration in DR2 are using an agent, inbuilt agent. It's different for the different operating systems. So I'm going to present Windows 2019, which is the newest one. So you can see that it works on not only with legacy operating system, but with the newest one as well. So how it works? First, we need to create a virtual machine in the source account. So I will show you all the steps one by one. Here I have one machine already, which is syncing at the moment. We can even see what the status is of this actual disaster recovery. Oh, it's completed. Okay, good. So I'll show you how I did all these things step by step. So first thing is we need to get a system. So I'll do it from our library in Zurich. I'll choose one of our pre-installed images. The list is huge. Yes, we're going to use Windows 2019. Yep, standard. So I'll just clone this one to my drives. And I'll create the version. Okay. So I'll do a new one. I'll call it DR demo. And we'll specify the CPU size and memory. Bear in mind that this can vary. You can specify any sizes, and also this agent is you can use it on any operating system and instance. What I mean, it's not necessary to do it from CloudSigma side to only. You can back up your, for example, PC. You can do it from even from a different hypervisor like VMware and stuff. But because we have different locations, and, I'm going to use CloudSigma. So we're creating our virtual machine. Oops, I forgot to attach the drive, so I need to attach the operating system. Yeah, sorry. These are the new Microsoft terms and service and policies is that you need to declare the RDS, the number of users within the operating system. This is because we are SPLA partner and we need to report this. So we have only one user at the moment. So this is something that you need to set prior to the boot. Okay. And now we're going back. And now I can touch the drive. Okay, now we can spin up our virtual machine. I'm not going to configure it more. This is all I need. I'll get IP address via the DHCP. So we are spinning up the virtual machine. So what we need to do right now is to get this VM running. We need to log into the virtual machine and download the agent from the destination account. So this will be our Geneva account. How you do that is just simply by opening a VNC tunnel to the virtual machine, or you can use a remote desktop client, but first you need to enable to activate Windows. So VNC is mandatory on first boot. So you see the Windows is booting. It's brand new Windows. It's taking a while. Maybe I had to create a bigger virtual machine to be able to spin it faster. But anyway, okay, we are almost there. Okay, here we go. So I'm not going to configure anything specific. I just want to get up and running operating system and get my DR agent installed. This is my aim for this demo. Okay, so here it is. We need to get to the login screen. Okay, so here we have a predefined default password. I need to ask me to change it. This is something normal. Sorry. Okay. Here I need to meet all security requirements of Microsoft for password. So that's why I'm putting such a strong password. Okay, we are in. So I'm showing you the whole process from scratch, but in general you have your the VM that you want to back up and stuff. You will have it up and running already, so you will skip all these steps with creating virtual machine and stuff. But anyway, if you do it from scratch, these are all steps you need to take. So it will take 1-2 more minutes for the Windows server to boot properly and load all its services. Here, one thing that we need to do, because we are going to download the agent from the browser, is to disable the security settings of Internet Explorer. There are two ways of doing it. One is using the service manager. Go to local server and go to enhance security configuration. So you can disable it from here, or the other options to the other way to do it is just when you get I need to scroll down. My computer cannot fit the full screen anyway. When you open the Internet Explorer, you can go to first. You don't need any recommended settings in the beginning. Of course, this is totally you can configure it as per your needs, but you need to allow Internet Explorer to download these agents. So I'm just going to disable all the security settings on this one, as I don't need any of them for the demo. I will do it from here, and exactly the same thing as I showed you in the beginning from the. By the way, if you use Linux, it's straightforward procedure, so we don't need to do this. Okay, so now we're going to the destination account, as I said, which is our location in Geneva. So we're going to Geneva. So I need to log into my account. once I'm in, I need to download the agent. So I need to go to the DRN migration section. And here on the top, you see the download button. So I need to select the operating system. So I'm using Windows. It's selected by default, but you can see the drop-down menu there. You can choose Ubuntu-based Linux and RPM-based Linux. So I'm just choosing Windows and I'm downloading the agent. This process will take a couple of minutes because of the actual operating system nature. Okay, here it is. So I'm running it directly to, of course, ask me questions. So we're waiting for the Windows operating system to allow us to install this agent. I believe I hit on run anyway. Let me double check. It's in my downloads. If not, we can download it again. Nope, the list is empty. Okay, let's try it again. This time I'll save it to the operating system because obviously when you click on run, sometimes Windows may decide not to run it. Okay, let's see. Something's weird going on with Internet Explorer. Oh, here it is. It's hiding on the back. Okay. It's kind of weird. So overlapping the pop-up window. Anyway, here's the agent. So now we can install it. No. Okay. So we just click, click, click. There's no need to change anything here because it needs to have access to. Yes, of course, your user should be an administrator of the operating system. Our pre-installed images are using CloudSigma user, which is with administrator privileges. So, okay, so now we have the agent installed. And if we go to the destination account, which is Geneva, if you go under systems, and here you see one unassigned, which is the one that we just did, and the DR one is the one that I did prior to the demo. So this is the one which completed the sync. The previous one, you see, I did one full sync and one incremental sync, and if I go back, you see this is the new one that we just did. So how it works? So now I see the VM in my destination account. All I need to do is just to start the actual operation. So the difference between DR and migration is just the way it is exposed and it's working. So with the DR, you can put different schedules, like you create a new one. I have some which I already predefined, but anyway, you need to go and create a schedule. So you can see for migration, you need just to put a name and the time zone and when you want to start it. How it works is just do one full sync and 5 incremental ones and finish the migration, and that's it, and it doesn't repeat and stuff. But when you have, for example, DR schedule, you can specify more stuff, like you can specify if you want to be full, if you want to be incremental, you can specify intervals, start time, end time, and etc. So because I'm going to do it right now, I'm just going to specify a name. So it will be, let's say, DR demo. For scheduler time zone, you can choose, as I'm going to start it right away, I can choose whatever I want. It doesn't really matter, but it's good when you do it based on your local time zone. If you don't, I will just put a UTC. I don't know, it says Casablanca. Anyway, please bear in mind that it doesn't matter what you're going to choose here. Just for your convenience, so you can know what time you're setting exactly. So I'm just choosing UTC, and as I said, I'm going just to make it, I'm going to disable this one because I want to start right now. I don't want to calculate the time zone difference between the place where I am and UTC. So I can just completely get rid of all of this if I want to start it right now, just by disabling this. And I can do it as continuous one. Actually, I'll need to enable it because I'm going to use that right now. Okay, so I'm going to do a continuous one and on 15 minutes interval. So I'm creating this policy, and you can see it here on the bottom. And now I need to go back to the system section and select the VM that I attached, which is unassigned because it doesn't have any schedule assigned. I need to choose the policy that I just created, the schedule. So I'm choosing the DRaaS one. It's asking for my confirmation. Yes, I want to do it. So now you see under DR I have 2 VMs. So this is the first one that I did prior to the meeting, and this one is the one that I just created. So I can get in and just click on Start DR. Okay, and you'll see that it will take up to 2-3 minutes to appear here, the actual job that is running. We can use the refresh button here. Okay, it will take a couple of minutes and then it will appear here, and you can follow the progress of this of the date. Till we're waiting for this, I can show you the one that we already have seen. So if I go back, so this is the one that I did prior to the meeting. I don't want to create another DR, so I just want to promote this one, let's say. So I'll just select it. And yes, these are all the things done here. I can change the status on this one. And this will take a while. Okay, so here are the snapshots that I have. And if I want to promote the one, I need just to select it and virtualize it. And to create me a VM with this drive. Actually, it will appear under your compute section. So this is the one. Yeah, the size that I choose is really small one. So for Windows 2019, this will take me forever to run. And you can see it here also under the drive sections, all the syncs and everything. So here it is. This is the VM. It started it automatically for me. So now I can just open the VNC and get into my Windows. But yeah, this is something that I forgot to do. It just you need to specify the drive. Yeah. And if I choose the right one. No, this is a incremental one. So I need to boot the full sync drive first. Yep. Okay. This one is virtualized. This is the full sync. And put something more decent here, otherwise it will take forever. I'm going to close this one, as I don't want my VNC sessions to mix. Let's see the status of this one. Yes, this one started. It's doing the full sync right now. You can see it. It's on 1%. And it also, by the way, displays here the different partitions and stuff. So if you have multiple drives attached to the VM, it will sync them all. Or you can choose if you want. So you can choose if you want to be synced only the let's say C or D or whatever partition you have or drive. I'm doing the whole thing. I have only one partition, so yeah. So that's that. Okay, this is the VM that we just created. Yeah, this needs. Yeah, this might happen sometimes. It doesn't recognize the boot. This is because of the drive interface, so I'm going to store this one. Actually, it is. Actually, it is already 2 ID. So. Okay. By the way, for the same instance that you have, you can do either DR or migration, so it doesn't stop you to do any of these, because as I said, it's using exactly the same agent and methodology. So, for example, I can do a migration schedule. Again, you need to choose the time zone. I'm just using UTC in order to avoid confusions and stuff. And anyway, I can do continuous one. Okay. Yeah, I need to have a description first. By the way, this is something that I forgot to mention, because these are predefined accounts. First, you need to subscribe for the different resources. So I just put the different resources prior to this demo. So you need to add the actual resource in your account. I don't have any money in this account at the moment, so yeah, I won't be able to show this one. But yeah, you need to go to usage and billing and buy the relevant resource from here. Yeah, so I won't be able to show this one, the migration one, because I don't have the relevant resource. Anyway, let's see what's the status of our synchronization here. This will take a while, as it's a 60 gigabyte drive, so it will take a while. So yeah, pretty much I believe these are the main stuff. Also, another thing that Vanya said that we are going to expose is the backup as a service. Actually, it's creating it will be creating remote snapshots, and the destination location will be our Geneva cloud. So this backup solution will be physically, it will be located in Geneva, and our customers will be able to create schedules and to do remote snapshots of their drives, and to promote the drives after that, these snapshots to full drives. So, yeah, these are the main stuff. Again, you can do the same for Linux operating system, but I prefer to show the Windows, because most of the users are used with the graphic user interfaces. But in general, you can use Linux operating system or Unix even, and do the you can download the agent with get or scp commands, and just get the agent into the relevant operating system, install it, and then you can start to sync exactly the same way. So yeah, Pretty much that was it. Are there any questions?
Yes, are there any questions? You can use the chat function in your screen below the presentation to raise any questions before I start explaining about the commercial model. I don't see any questions. So Mati, if you please stop sharing your screen so that I can start sharing the presentation again. Thank you.
I'm muting myself. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, there might be some questions at the end. We will leave it then. But now I'll go through the commercial model. The commercial model is actually very simple and transparent, flexible as for all our other offerings. So there is a fixed DR fee per instance, which is 10 Swiss francs. So this means per month, if you are syncing 5 virtual machines from one location to another, you will be charged 50 francs. And then in the DR location, you are also charged for storage, depending on the storage type you're using for your DR setup, being SSD or HDD. And here you have our standard prices that are for SSD and HDD. They're the same in both locations in Switzerland. For Germany, the prices are almost equivalent. The DR fee is 10 euro, and the SSD and we have only SSD storage actually in Germany, which is about 8 euro cents per gigabyte. So there are no upfront setup fees or anything like that. In case of a disaster, when you have to spin up a virtual machine, you will have to just create a VM, and you are then billed as in any other CloudSigma virtual machine. So there is no difference there, but if in case there is no disaster, you're paying only for storage. Regarding migration, again, this is very simple. Migration service is used, for example, for new customers when they want to migrate some of their existing services on-prem or from another cloud, and then they want to migrate it to CloudSigma. Then there is a migration fee of 5 francs or 5 euro in Germany. And of course, then when the instance is migrated, you have to pay for storage before you turn on the actual VM. Then you pay for the CPU and RAM costs. Again, there is just this one-off migration fee per instance. For existing customers, like most of you are, if you have some testing environment in your on-premises data center, and you want to migrate some of these virtual machines then into the cloud, then again you can use this migration tool, which works actually pretty well. And finally, in terms of snapshots, the remote snapshots are charged at a reduced rate per gigabyte. If the regular HDD rate is 5 cents, the reduced rate for the remote snapshots is 2.5 cents. So it's actually twice as low, the price. Also, customers from Germany can use this remote snapshots operation, which is going to be enabled very soon in our cloud in Geneva. We are literally moving the equipment next week. And then, yeah, this is going to be possible to be used from all of our European locations. Are there any questions? Okay, you're going to receive a recording of this webinar, and in case you have any questions or you want to initiate a personal session to raise some issues or to discuss your specific use case, please feel free to do so, contacting your personal account managers from whom you're going to receive the recording of this webinar. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. We wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. Bye from us.